My parents and my sisters, three of us girls, we had a great childhood, but growing up in the church, it was more like a checklist. Sunday morning, Wednesday night, coming and showing up to all the events, staying within the lines. It was more of like, that's what Christianity kind of was. And it was just different for us back then. I didn't really have a relationship with Christ, not like I do now. And I was baptized when I was 12. And my father, he asked me, do you think it's about time you get baptized? And I was just like, yeah, I need to, because I knew everything. I knew Jesus died for me on the cross. It didn't really mean a whole lot like it does now, but I knew he died, kind of like, I knew Jesus died on the cross, kind of robotic. And so I didn't feel like, I guess it was fully my decision. And I felt also back then that it was expected of me. When you're about 12 years old in the Church of Christ, you needed to be baptized. If you weren't, what's wrong with you? In the Church of Christ, to be saved, you absolutely must be baptized. And so it was a very big deal. And so that's why I felt like it was something I just needed to do. It just was kind of empty. I didn't have, that passion inside of me of how much I loved God, and I didn't understand that I was being buried and, being risen with Him to new life. I didn't understand that. And I always was sad and regretted not having that feeling that other people had. Going down in the water, like being buried with Christ, being raised to new life. I didn't have that. And our pastor, Spencer, talked a lot about baptism at church a few weeks ago, and it was just really heavy on my heart. I had thought about it before, like maybe this last year, should I get baptized again? Like, I don't need to. What are people gonna think? And then after Spencer had talked about it, I felt so convicted. I was going to do this. I told Ryan right then and there in the middle of church, I'm getting baptized again. When we had our first child, Ellis, last year, Ellis had trisomy 13. He only lived 4 days. We knew that he wasn't going to live very long. And, we learned a lot. We grew in our faith, and I just grew so much closer to Christ in that time. And the time since he's been gone, I feel like he, gave me new life. And so I just really wanted to, with that new life, kind of make that commitment again, for real this time. And it meaning as much as it did to me. And I was standing there getting ready to be baptized. I just felt so excited and full of love and hope, from the Spirit. And I was just ready to do it. And ready, I was proclaiming, how much I loved God and how excited I was to be baptized, to be buried with Him in front of my whole church. It was really exciting. I feel different when I pray, when I read my Bible, when I worship. And it's like I long to do those things. And I didn't exactly long to do those before. And it also made me long for Jesus, for Him to come. I didn't exactly long for that before. And it was so special. And I'm so happy that I made that decision.